This story which I'm about to tell you, it reflects how I have felt ever since my board results came out. And it reflects about expectations. What expectations does to someone. This story starts with my board result. When my board result came out in 2020 in class 10, I was very happy. I wasn't a student who was very brilliant in studies and academics. My grades before 10th were around 70% always. In fact, it dipped down to 62 in 9th. But when my class 10th result came out, it was way beyond my expectations. And I'm not going into how much exactly I got. That really doesn't matter. What matters is what I expected and what I got. There was a difference. And that difference made me happy. Not my marks. My marks didn't make me happy. The fact that I didn't expect to get them made me happy. But soon afterwards, not even a day had passed, and something happened. Something so eye-opening happened that I wrote an article about it. I wrote an article about it because at that time everyone was making blogs, and I felt I wanted to be heard, but I can't do it to someone personally because it sounds very self-obsessed to tell you ki even though I got good results, I'm still unhappy. It sounds very bad. It sounds you're ungrateful, even though you were the one who did all the work. So, and it sounds like you're trying to show off you're calm, but you're not. So I didn't really know what to do. So I wrote an article about it, and I will show you the article right now. Let's read through this article once. When you ace that one thing for which the past 2 years of your life was dedicated to, the feeling of happiness and satisfaction should fill you up, right? I mean, all the work you had been doing for the past 700 plus days, all the time you devoted, and all the problems that you overcame to achieve this fabulous result definitely should, right? This was the first time where I felt the difference between a movie's happy ending and the truth of the real world. I had no intentions of sharing my results. I was happy that I performed better than how I expected, and I was very happy with it. I know I used happy twice, but let's be honest, I was a child back then. Everything was perfect, and then someone just had to congratulate me on a public and a very active WhatsApp group. Things turned very awkward from there, and my light of happiness slowly dissipated because of the overwhelming dark clouds of jealousy and reality. I know this sounds a bit overkill. I tried to sound like an actual writer or someone who read literature. I haven't read a book in my life. People congratulated me, some really meant it, some were bound to do so in the name of common courtesy and social norms, and some could not handle and left the group itself. At this point, I was on cloud nine. I had not realized as to what was happening yet. I was just happy that so many people were happy for me. I was on the phone for 2 whole hours just replying, and replying. Time passed by and sadness of reality started to appear in front of my eyes as the realization of who wished and who did not appeared in my mind. Humans can be complicated. The few ones I thought were very close to me fell into the deep well of envy. That day, my brother said to me after seeing my sadness and expression that went with it, that the people who cannot celebrate your success are in no way going to be there when you need help. To this date, I have some questions as to why things happened like they did. It was the day when I understood that not everyone is the same from outside and the inside. It is the day which made me very conscious as to what to say, who to say it to, and to what extent. It is the day which made me cry with happiness, frustrated with reality, and depressed with the outcome. Now, I think some explanation is warranted. So, I guess it's self explanatory to the point where I said the who wished and who didn't was more important to me than my own results. That is what social media does to you. You seek validation when you don't need it. You have achieved what you wanted, yet you're not happy. And that is just one aspect to it. I no longer seek validation because of another problem which arose through this. So, as I mentioned beforehand, my expectations were these and the marks I got were there. That's why I was happy. It wasn't because I got good grades. But after getting those marks, this is where it gets very complicated. After getting those high marks, every exam from there on out, I was expected to get good grades. So not only did I have that burden of responsibility of getting good grades, even though no one put that burden on me, no one except myself. But I no longer would be happy from the result I'm getting. I would be satisfied, and that is what happened. Every time now that I get any marks, any grade, that is what was expected of me, and that made me satisfied and never happy. And sometimes I do wonder if that happiness will ever come back, but I know it might. Because right now, in the previous video, I told you that I don't know what to do in coding. And maybe, just maybe, something will happen which will blow my expectations off again. And that is the feeling I'm going to chase. That is what I'm trying to chase. I don't know what the future seeks, but when you see someone who gets good grades and is not happy for themselves, or when you see someone who got mediocre or medium grades and is very happy, you should not judge them for their reaction. So if a topper who is unhappy even after getting 95 or 96, that's because he or she expected more. And if someone gets 70% is extremely happy, that's because he or she expected less. Expectations matter. Context to every reaction matter. And that is what I wanted to say in this video. Thank you.